Good morning. Good morning. Wherever we are. Oh, I'll show you where we are. First, it is Tuesday, November 12th. Hang on, I gotta flip the thing. And now I'll show you where we are. On the radar, in between Bratislava and Vienna, Hungary to our south, Slovakia on our north, or Slovenia. And although the radar says it's raining, in actuality it's not. At least not at the moment. So, been cruising all night, and we will continue down the river, up the river, whichever way we're going, till we get to Vienna at about 2 o'clock. And then we tour Vienna, and hopefully not in heavy rain. We'll see. Not a whole lot to see out here. Just the vegetation around the edges. There's probably stuff, you know, just beyond the trees. Probably. Wouldn't know from here. Okay, it is Slovakia, but it turns out we are not on the border of Hungary and Slovakia at all anymore. Once we passed Bratislava, we ended up in Austria as we approach Vienna. So 100% Austria, both sides. And my phone tells me this is what it would look like if we were up a few feet above the river. So we'll just go home and look at our phones. Did you enjoy sunny and warm yesterday?
I did, and now we're paying the price.
Cold and gray again today.
Yeah.
The few hardy souls up here. Seeing a lot of these tiny, probably not homes, shacks, vacation spots up on stilts, some of them. Some of them even tinier than that. Getting close to Vienna. Looks like some industry out here in the distant suburbs. Seeing even stronger sense of the current with that buoy.
Forest, but also from her size rivers, so it
Right.
comes a lot into it.
Okay. We called the Danube River a toilet flush.
So, good morning or good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. We're sailing the last stretch of the Austrian Danube towards Vienna. So in the distance, in the haze, we can guess a little bit the Austrian capital already. And well, we've been passing a rather remote area here, the northeast of Austria, the so-called Burgenland district. They have 9 federal states in Austria. And Burgenland, the very easternmost part, is actually one of the most renowned ones for the wine production. The wines that Leslie has been talking about, it's Zweigelt in particular, the red wine, come in predominantly from the more sunny part of Austria, the very east neighboring Hungary, whereas the white wines we will be introduced to the various wine tastings that we have in wine regions, the Wachau, that are still to come. Particularly is known for catfish as well. The further you're going down towards the Black Sea, the larger it gets. Actually, it can get up to 3 feet here and up to 3 meters in Romania, Bulgaria, for instance. Occasionally, you might find some airplanes flying rather close above the ship, close to Vienna airport. As a matter of fact, timing actually just the right time, arriving at our dock in Vienna by 2 o'clock, ready to depart.
Gas pipeline.
2 o'clock, of course.
And the duration
That's the radar.
here in the middle, but it is now 1.5 meters below the ship.
Okay,
It's not much.
super, thank you.
But if I go there, and to the side, you know, you see the sand coming in.
Yes.
Yeah, you will hear the bottom scraped.
I never realized this river was that shallow.
It is 12:30, that means lunchtime. The doors of the restaurants are open for you, ladies and gentlemen. Light lunch in the al fresco and proper served and buffet lunch in our main dining room.
Go downstream, so you scrape over it, but if you go upstream,
I'll do that.
yeah.
So do you communicate with the people at the locks?
Yes.
When you go through?
Gotcha.
Yeah. But that's the other hole anyway.
His flag was wet.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I missed you guys yesterday. Dave, nice to meet you. Yeah. We had met last night, or, well, that's what it was for, right? Got that far. Oh, yeah.
We went through the first lock on this trip from Budapest to Vienna. We went through the first lock that we were going to see at 4 o'clock this morning. So we were asleep. This is number 2. I think it says something like 18 total locks on the Danube. We're not taking the whole Danube, of course.
This little crack is on here.
I think they told us there's going to be about 11 inches to spare on either side of the ship. Gonna have to go study some riverology, but my question is, with a lock like this here, where's the current? How do you get a current? The whole river's coming through this, right? I guess maybe
Yeah,
not.
I mean, that door is slammed shut, so you're not getting any current.
Yeah, but there's a big current downriver a little bit. Like maybe,
You know, that's okay. Now I'm understanding what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah. Well, you know who to go talk to. The man upstairs.
yeah. or the guy running the ship.
Either one.
Doesn't look like things are that low immediately ahead of us, that they have to lower the stuff on the top deck, but there must be something low coming up. This is me walking. I think the show with the gates closing will be from the back of the ship first. Well, that thing may have been the low bridge they had to pull the stuff down for. Seems to be well below everything else. We've come to a stop. Gates should be closing, and they are. Expect a giant crashing sound, because it would be like the movies. The water's churning below the ship. Not exactly a tight seal. I guess they don't care. So now the show is going to move to the front of the ship as we rise up and they open the front gate. Everything's low. Actually drifting forward a little bit and very slowly rising. And we're drifting back. In this lock anyway, we're not so close to both sides. Real close on the other side. A little more space on this side. The captain's missing. Must be out inspecting things. There he comes. Lower that a little more. Popular show with the other passengers. The forward gate. We're still going up. I mean, there's an obvious water line on the wall. I don't know if we'll go up that high or not. Okay, well, there's the answer to my current question. There's a whole river over there that is not dammed or part of the lock. But how does that account for? I guess it is dammed. It must be. Otherwise, the elevation change would be weird. My degree is not in mechanics. I don't have a degree at all.
At 2 o'clock last night watching.
It was incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I'm not an engineer type person. I kind of go on the other side of, romance.
Oh, was it different than this? Was it better than this?
Oh, it was amazing. It was twice as big.
We should have.
Oh.
Well,
forgot to set my alarm.
Well, no. What happened was Dave left the blinds open, the curtains open, and these blinding lights came in.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Alien
what woke me.
abduction.
Exactly. He was sleeping because he was turned to the other side, so I had lights in my eyes.
Yeah.
They have something you guys.
Are coming at least close to the water line if we don't get all the way up there. Because in theory, the river's a little low. Or a lot low, depending on who you listen to. Coming all the way up. Well, the gate just disappeared below the water line. I don't think it opened. Can't really tell any kind of motion under the water where the gate would be. But we just got a green light. So it must be open.
And then they fill it with water. So there's a dam near here that fills it with water. And then when it gets to a certain level, it drops.
Crew is continuing to lower everything that stands up above deck level here. And there are some hardy souls in the hot tub. locks and dams. I knew that. I knew how that worked. Just forgot.
Ich bin 39. Echt? Ich dachte 20.
So we're beginning our tour in Vienna,
Echt?
and there's some official thing going on up there.
Wie Bad. Wenn die Bad da
Motorcade.
noch.
Was ist dein Geheimnis? Wieso ist
Meine ganze Familie.
Okay, okay.
Genetisch.
As we were pulling into this little bus stop, there was a guy standing sort of in the street talking on his phone, not paying any attention, and the passengers all hollered, and the bus might have brushed him a little bit, but it didn't hurt him. So that would have been bad. Once again, we're listening on the little audio device, so you can't hear the tour guide, but I can. There's our tour guide.
Okay. So is everybody fine for now with their devices, or is there still someone who cannot hear me?
His name is Tolga, and of course it's another beautiful day.
By the weather for you here, but I think since your main mode of transportation is actually in water, maybe you should be glad. So I've heard from some of the other groups that some of them actually switch ships and so on, and maybe quite an
Austrian Chancellor's residence. Spanish Riding School.
Then we spend a lot of these cars that we actually here just in front of us all these excavations. These are telling us a neat story about the history of Vienna that dates even back to the time before the Roman Empire. So Vienna was a city as a part of the Roman Empire.
St. Michael throwing an enemy into hell.
While around the year 1550, so 90% of Viennese were Protestant. Today, almost everybody is.
These are Roman Empire ruins uncovered when they were building a subway. This is your hoity-toity shopping district street, Rodeo Drive of Vienna. Jewish memorial. The Inside Out Library. As I was noting to Cindy, there are no turn arrows, no protected lefts, in at least the places we've been here. Parking is tight.
Little clip-on plastic thing.
Yeah, you know, and it goes around your neck. You wore when you were little.
Things were a little too tight to shoot getting on this little elevator, but it brought us up onto the spire.
We have a place over here in Duke.
So I'm thinking 8-bit. Minecraft. Boy, I hope that bell doesn't go off while we're up here. Skyscrapers. Sort of. The ubiquitous Ferris wheel. If you're going to be a big city, gotta have a Ferris wheel. And now, time for a brief snack. Hopefully it comes pretty brief because we've only got about 15 more minutes before we meet the tour guide and head back to the bus. And here it is. And we still have 15 minutes. Yeah, it'll take us 3 minutes to walk. And it turned night while we were getting our snack. And back to the bus. Our tour guide just said they only ring that bell on New Year's Eve because they're afraid it's going to disturb materials in the church. And the bell was made of cannonballs left over from some war.
It's a relatively clean and organized city, and it's a very safe city as well, so you don't really have to worry if you're running around town at night. It's a very safe city. You don't really, there is very little crime. Obviously, Vienna is a big city, so you should be a little bit vigilant, but all in all, really, you don't have to worry about crime here in the city. And adding to that, the public transportation system is actually very good here in town, and one reason for that is that we actually, in theory at least, we have one of the oldest subway systems in the world here in Vienna.
Yeah, look at this. Could step right off the balcony and onto the sidewalk. I didn't realize that our room was that close to the shore. I got to close today. We're done. Didn't take you along to the concert. We went to a Mozart, Strauss, and stuff concert, about 18-piece little orchestra, and they were really good. And I had a good time, but didn't take you because they wouldn't let me play with you anyway. So we'll see you tomorrow for a little more Vienna, and then we're back on the river for a few hours. And something going on tomorrow night, but I don't think we're going to go do it. So more Vienna touring tomorrow. I don't even know what the weather's going to be. Probably going to rain. All right, good night. Yep, we could just step right off the ship, right onto the pier. It is Wednesday, November 13th. Yes, the dreaded Wednesday the 13th. Our second day or morning in Vienna. We'll be here for the morning, and then we set sail after lunch, 1 o'clock, and end up in what, Krems? Some town down the river, but pretty late. We probably won't be going out on whatever late night excursion they've got for that. We'll see. Don't know what that says, don't know what it means. But the morning is just another excursion through Vienna, so I don't know how much video I'm going to shoot because I don't know how much new stuff there'll be. Seen lots of old-looking buildings that we didn't know what they were. The tour guide told us what they were most of the time, but you know, I remembered that for about 20 seconds and then it was gone. But it's still a pretty impressive city for all the old stuff they've got. So I will find out. At least we'll be walking a lot. Oh, where's the off button? As usual, Cindy knows more about what's going to happen today than I do, which is today is what?
The tour of Schönbrunn, which is the summer palace for the Habsburg.
Okay, so something different than yesterday.
Yes.
Which I described as a bunch of old buildings. We didn't know what they were. The tour guide told us what, and we forgot within 20 seconds.
Yeah, and there was a lot of umbrellas involved.
Yeah, and that big church.
Yeah, that was good to get up on top of that. Glad we were able to do it.
And it may rain some more.
Oh, I think it's gonna rain. So.
Yeah, but right now it's not. So
Yeah.
we're on the bus. It's a very impressive bus and a really impressive bus driver. He can go around curves, everything but pedestrians. And you can see where our room is. It's right where that ramp is, so kind of right at the top of that ramp. Mm-hmm. We could have walked out here and surprised them from the outside.
True.
They would have yelled at us.
Good morning. May I tune in your devices already? Oh, it's right here. I'm tuning your device already, sir. I'm right here.
What I can show you is the new way to package water. You've heard of boxed wine, right? So this is boxed water.
It's a square peg in a round hole. It won't fit in your cup holder.
How was it? Really good. I thought they might have it on the plane underneath. Yes, it's in the lounge. It's in the lounge.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
So you're gonna see my summer house today, huh?
Yeah.
So, the Schönbrunn Palace tour this morning is divided into several parts. Here, where we are right now, is in the northeastern part, and Schönbrunn will be in the southwestern part. Once we arrive, you get the guided tour of the palace by me. And then, in the free time, what it is that you can do? I will highly suggest, well, the weather now, it is a little bit in between, and you can still go to the garden. I did the calculations. It was quite scary because I had more than 1,000 Apfelstrudels already. And now at some point I stopped counting. I also have this arrangement with myself that only every third day, because the many times I visit the palace, it will be not so good.
No
inside
picture
of the stage rooms.
Inside
in the
the
carriage
stage
museum,
rooms.
you are allowed to
In
take
the
pictures, but just no flash. Everything ended up on the street, so it was not so desirable, especially during the summer months, to remain in the city center because the sun was shining and everything.
That's the main entrance to the palace.
Look at this kindergartners here to the left.
Oh.
Putting together the Christmas market. Opens in 2 weeks. we're back. And you missed some cool stuff. And you can see it all if you buy one of these books. A bride getting photographed. You're headed for the Carriage Museum. They didn't carry a person in this. They carried a crown. Okay, if you dress like that, I'll dress like that.
Sure.
Like a bass boat. This one is the hearse. Took 8 horses because of a couple thousand pounds.
Nowadays produces buses, like even the public transportation buses. So this is alone, it belongs to them, but for exhibition purposes. This one here is belongs to
Yeah, what am I
Strudel?
doing? It should be. Yes.
So I think I was pretty much a critic of this audio thing on the Tour of the Rhine, but this one's working pretty well. It is digital, and the range is very short. If someone, you can even still be seeing them, but if they get more than a couple hundred feet away, it disappears. And if you have this in your pocket or up against your body, it cuts the range back fast.
So the C, yeah, which is that.
And the earpiece is pretty comfortable.
Is that the Abbey?
And it stays in, fits pretty well.
Minus the sauce.
Yes, and with the sauce. With the sauce. Okay, we've been told that's the best apple strudel in town, so we'll find out.
The things I'm gonna do the next time.
Apparently we can join a class and
The benefit of the Starbucks
See if I can
cup.
coordinate this. So, I've been hit harder with a burst of chocolate, but that's pretty good. What about the strudel? Best strudel ever?
It is definitely up there. Yes.
Okay.
that you need to have the Austrian citizenship, then you can apply that you want to have an apartment in Schönbrunn. They are the former servants' apartments. It is the, how do you say, a win-win situation for the Schönbrunn. It is nowadays owned by the state of Austria. Here to the left you have the mad cow disease burger place. Thank you so much, Sigi. Yeah, because really the one who actually just without blink, he didn't blink, but he literally wanted to take over right in front of us. I don't know how he can stay so calm. I would have had my seizures already behind here, but yes, anyhow, we have him. Thank God I'm not driving.
And we have like wasted no time. In fact, they were going to leave at 1. It isn't even 1 yet, a couple minutes till. I guess everybody's on board. Goodbye, Vienna. We hardly knew ye. Boo, Vikings. Let's see if we can catch anybody naked in their stateroom. Not expecting to be spied on. And I don't think we can see in. Too much reflection. We can see us. So, not exactly a castle out there, but something. Cindy says there'll be castles, sort of, somewhere along the trip. 8 what? I don't know. Not 8 very much, because there's 9. And 8 was just, well, right back there. Ah, looks like we're coming up to a lock. I would document the trip through the lock, but my timer is about to go off and I gotta go move some laundry around. Maybe I'll still get a chance to go see a little bit of it. And here, powering the ship.
Yep, that's me. Although we're
So that's what's ahead of us? That's the nose cam?
right. Looks like we landed in Bryce Canyon. And we're waiting for a lock to come available.
Okay, so you switched to higher just for the camera.
Yeah.
Make it look like you're working harder.
Yep.
I've got two in Singapore. This one says 5,008. That's one of my numbers. The last four digits, 5,008. Yeah, 5,008. 5, 6, 3, 11.
We've started to creep forward. Not really feeling us going sideways, but that's probably the lock we're headed for and not this one. And yeah, we're going sideways now. I believe the captain told Cindy that they can adjust the engines to point any direction. So, yeah, we're pretty much sideways now. Heading for this lock. Could you hear the engines just cut off? It's like right there. Oh, I believe we bumped. Again, everything on the deck is battened down, low mode, including the bridge, which has been brought down to a low level. Don't know if that's as low as it can go, but it's low. And the elevator is going up.
Asta de curent, turbinele, vedeai locașe, chestii negre, așa, la fel ca porți.
On the wall. Watch the power there.
Captain told me he uses the engines to hold the ship toward one side of the lock, otherwise it would drift back and forth.
so much easier when you don't take the lens cover off.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
All your pictures look the same.
Obviously, to lay this out in a clear and concise way, get some soundbite moments from these witnesses based on what they already know. I mean, that's the thing. There have been hours and hours of transcripts released so far, but how can they distill this in a way that is television friendly?
So just talk us through what we can expect in this impeachment hearing over the next weeks and months.
Well, we're going to get testimony from these various witnesses. There'll be opportunities for both sides.
Another lock. This time we haven't battened everything down. And we are holding fast to the right side of the ship, the starboard side this time. Going up. Very slowly. I guess I could jump off here if I were so inclined. I don't think I will. I got prompted to come and look and see what was going on when the satellite feed from CNN and everybody else disappeared while I was watching those hearings. Okay, well, I was taking a nap while the hearings were on the TV, and then I woke up and the video was frozen. I don't know why. Maybe they lowered the satellite dish or something, because we're not obstructed. The sky is clear above the ship, but still disappeared. I'm assuming they're getting the video from satellite. I don't think they could get terrestrial video consistently on all those channels. It's not really raining, but this was the coat that I had nearby, and it's pretty cold out here. Okay, so it's a good thing I didn't get off, because it would have been quite a jump to get back on. And even though we're hugging the starboard side, here on the port side, there's not that much clearance either. I think that's Cindy. So, while I have been chilling out in the cabin, taking a nap and or watching the congressional hearing, the impeachment hearing, clearly everybody else has been here in a very lively group. That's what I was looking down through a moment ago. Ducked in just in time. It's raining again, and I could have made the big leap. It would have been a little dicey, but I could have made the big leap and jumped into the cabin, or onto our deck. I could have made it. I could have. Video camera wouldn't have survived, but I could have jumped.